Good evening, Tony.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, Tone. Look, massive day for the club. You've stayed up. You keep that record going to, never be relegated from the Premier League. And it's getting close, though, mate. I mean, how many more seasons can you keep doing this?
Let me tell you something. This season, we only came so close to getting relegated because of the manager that has nearly got Chelsea relegated, Frank Lampard. I like Frank as a person. He's a useless manager.
You not think it's the players as well, though?
The what, mate?
Do you not think it's the players as well, not being good enough?
Yeah, the players, but as you know yourself, mate, the players are only going to perform to what the manager instructions are, and you're going to set them up. I've got it on good authority that when Dyche and Wone took over at Everton, they said the players were as fit as they were when a normal team had come off pre-season training. Terrible. But what I came on to say is this. Every time the pundits and the fans out there say Everton are going down and they're doomed, what do? We stay up.
You can't keep doing that every season, though, Tony.
Do you know why that is, boys? But this is Everton FC. We are not Newcastle. We are not Man City. We are not Forest. We don't Brighton. We don't go up and down. Leicester, God bless you, you've gone. We don't go up and down the leagues. We've been a mainstay. We invented this game. We invented football. We're the founder members of the Football League. We've been down twice in our history. Once in the 30s, once in the 50s, yeah? There's only 3 teams in the Premier League right now in my lifetime that have never been relegated. Liverpool, Arsenal and Everton. And all the rest of them.
What do you mean?
You've got Brighton fans and Brentford fans. I'm sorry.
What about Man United?
You're going to drop. Sorry, boys, what's that?
What about Man United? They've never
Man
been relegated.
United went down in the 70s when I was at school.
I'll
tell you who put them down.
How old are you, Tone?
61.
Oh, I mean, you sound young, mate, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm young. Younger, aren't you?
He sounds young, mate.
There, Jamie, mate. Honestly, listen, we're buzzing tonight. I've got a bottle of vodka out there. I haven't had a bevy for 2 weeks. My missus has gone to bed saying, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not watching no more football. The dogs are barking because they're Evertonian. We've stayed up. Yeah. Even Villa have been relegated a couple of times, come back up. So your Villas, your Leicesters, your Brightons, your Wolves, your Newcastles, Man City were in the old third division.
Can we keep your number, Tony, in case you don't invest and next season you do go down? We'll give you a call.
Listen, here's my prediction for next season, boys. And you've got to phone me up when this happens.
We will, pal. Don't you worry.
We will finish 7th.
Oh,
Get 7th? In the Conference League, go into our new stadium on the docks, and all of this nonsense of all of the pundits and fans saying we're going down. It'll all be forgotten.
But don't you think what the pundits are saying is deserved by performances?
I do, mate. And do you know what Evan's problem has been? It's been poor management from the boardroom to the manager itself. Now, can I give you some figures if you want some figures?
Of course.
Everyone says Everton have spent 700 million on players, yeah?
Yeah.
Since Mashiri come in. The first season he come in, we sold John Stones for 50 million. The second season, we sold Lukaku for 85, 90 million. We've sold the Charlton for 60. We've sold Gordon for 40. We sold Garner Gay for 30. We sold Lookman for 22. Blah, blah, blah. We sold 500 million pounds worth of players.
Yeah.
So we've had a 200 million net spend over 5 seasons with 5 different managers. It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we've got one of the best sets of fans in the country, and it's the fans that have kept us up. This board.
You can't keep doing it, though, Tone. You can't keep doing it.
The
never getting relegated trophy will be giving someone else, I think, Tony, after next season. Tone, it's absolutely brilliant call, mate. I'm a proper fan again. I love hearing from Everton fans who are passionate about their team. Let's go to Mark, who's an Everton fan. All right, Mark. Good evening, Mark.
How you doing, lads? Right?
Yeah, good, Mark. We just heard from Tony there's a big Everton fan, and you know that you're happy about staying up. But there were Everton fans today who were not happy at the end of the game, especially with the people running on the pitch celebrating like you'd won the league.
No, that was embarrassing. I got some tickets for the Bournemouth end, and you have grown men knee-sliding on the pitch. It's like, what are you doing? You know, running over to the Bournemouth fans, giving them stick. You think we've just finished, like straight through the last game of the season, and you're doing that. I was so embarrassed, You know, just like the grown men taking their kids onto the pitch. You know, it's like, what are you doing? Get a grip.
But as well, mate, isn't it a bit like, we said it earlier to an Everton fan, it's like, well done for staying up, but this can't keep happening. Let's get to work tomorrow.
And that's just touching on what Jamie said earlier regarding Norwich and next season Everton. I think we will actually, if we can get some of the dross out, that are on massive wages. Some of them are coming at the end of the contract, so hopefully they'll have a little bit of money to spend, keep players out the door. And I think having a good pre-season with them and a good transfer window, I think we'll be all right. I think if we aim to sort of mid-table for next season and then build on that.
Yeah. Mark, I'm going to let you go because your line's not great, but I appreciate you phoning in. Let's go to Jack, who's an Everton fan. All right, Jack?
Good evening, Jack.
Hello, can you hear me, lads?
Yeah,
You're
Jack.
right, mate. You want to give some plaudits to Rafa Benitez?
Right. So, this is going to go off.
Go on.
It all starts, first of all, it's not all Rafa Benitez. A lot of it is the board. We've had an absolutely terrible time with Mashiri, and that should not go under mark. It's been shocking. Every decision he has made, 9 out of 10, they've been shocking decisions. But as soon as Rafa Benitez came in, at that time, we had James Rodriguez, we had Luca Digne. Those two, as highlights, were brilliant for us. They never put a foot wrong. Rodriguez has came out in the last week or so and said that Benitez, as soon as he went in there, said, "You're 30, you're too old." So Digne, he spat his dummy out, sold him. From then on, it was all downhill. The decision to get him as manager in the first place is the reason that the last 2 years have started to happen. He's the start of it. But this season, for example, getting rid of Richarlison and Gordon and replacing them with bloody Mopey. I mean, come on. He's shocking. He's a shocking player. He's probably the worst player I've ever seen put on the shirt. And do you know what, though? About 5 of them this season have been some of the worst players I've seen play for Everton.
Who's the 5? Who's the 5, mate?
Oh. So, you've got that big, absolute donkey up front, Mopey, for a start. In my opinion, Michael Keane's got to be up there, mate. He is shocking. He is an absolutely woeful footballer. McElhenney at left-back, he cannot play football, I'm sorry to tell you. Duncan Ferguson said a few years ago he's a championship standard player, if that, and he's been proven right. He is awful. Idrissa Gana Gay's come back in and he's done all right, but he's not the answer. All these players who are they're just not it.
Buried the whole team.
The relief is we finished on. I'd say now it's done. We've done the job today. We've survived, but I wouldn't keep any of them apart from Pickford,
Corey,
Matt Neal,
the Cody, McNeil. I'd probably get Cody on a permanent if we could, because you're going to have so many players going, which is good. But I'm worried now because we've got an inept board. You look at Leicester today. How many players have they got now in the Championship running out of contract and their financial troubles? It's not going to be an easy task for them to come straight back up, and that could well have been us today. And if you look throughout the season, it probably deserved to be us today, and we've got off with it lucky. And it's not a big feat. We've just got to what we needed to do. And next season, if we don't do anything in the summer now, we're going to be right down there again.
Yeah, no, I agree. Jack, a brilliant call, mate. He's digging out a lot of players. What do you think Everton need to do next season? What would be your go-to plan to be like, right, how do we keep him up?
I would keep Sean Dyche. I think he's earned the right, keeping him in the Premier League, but they need top quality players, Jamie. I feel like the Premier League... One fan said there, we'll take mid-table next season. Have you seen mid-table? You've got Brentford and Fulham, like Crystal Palace, who finished the season off very, very good. These teams are a million miles better than Everton. Everton need at least top striker. Yeah, that's going to get you double figures goals, if not 2 strikers, because of Calvert-Lewin's injury problems. Mopai's not good enough. They need a couple of wingers. Yeah, you can't rely on Iwobi playing on the wing some games.
I think they need to change their recruitment policy. Yeah. Like you look at Brighton, who have been unbelievable in the recruitment policy. There's no reason why Everton can't be like that. I think they went to go big when they was bringing in all these players and it was bringing in Ancelotti and they were trying to go, we're going to be a big club. And actually, if they change the way they do business and go, we can be the club, we were the stepping stone before you go to the big club, like Brighton. Yes. But Brighton have took that step now where they've got into Europe. Everton are a huge football club with a wicked fan base. Players would want to come and play for them who want to go and start playing Premier League football but haven't got quite where Man United are or an Arsenal or Tottenham. Yeah. That's the recruitment. They're the players they need to find, like Brighton do, and say no, don't go to Brighton, come to Everton. Yeah. That's where I think they need to be different.
And we'll let you go if you do well. We will let you go for the right money.
Same as Brighton do. If you do well, we sign you for 15, 20 million. If someone comes in a year's, 2 years time and gives us 50, 60 million, we'll let you go.
So that's what he's come out and says. De Zerbi after the game, he says McAllister and Caicedo will be going. He's come out and said it. They're not going to stand in their way. They made him sign a new deal, Caicedo, a few months ago, didn't they? To look after their asset. But I totally agree. But if they don't go down that route, Everton, they need to bring a better quality train. They haven't got a number 10. They haven't got a number 10 who can get into the tight spaces, make assists for the strikers and wingers. They haven't got that sort of player, and they need a striker.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin, mate. I feel sorry for him because it's not his fault. He's trying to get fit. He's trying to throw himself around.
No, it's horrible when your body just gives up.
When your body lets you down, maybe sim players. Ledley King at Spurs, top player, but injury problems.
Yeah. Let's go to Jordan. He's a Nottingham Forest fan. All right, Jordan?
All right, boys.
Good evening, Jordan.
Yeah, good, Jordan. Look, you haven't really been talked about today because you've been safe and there's been so much going on. But, you've finished the season strong. You've stayed in the Premier League and, it's credit to the side.
I know, lads, I've got to ask you a question. I'm really confused because certain people in your studio wrote us off. So,
I think
how are you feeling about it?
I think a lot of people wrote you off, mate.
With reason as well.
A lot of people did.
I need to ask you a question, lads, because we all think here, like next year now, with the players bedded in, we'll push on. What do you think?
No. I don't think you will, no.
Don't you?
You don't think we will?
I think you'll be better than this season, but what do you mean by push on? Are you saying top half?
Mid-table, top half.
No, I don't know. I'm not convinced, Jordan. I think
we can push you, Villa boys.
You reckon?
Villa?
Yeah.
To be fair, Thursday, Sundays, when you're playing in big European competitions, takes its toll on the players. You never know.